All right. Welcome to the premiere episode of Awfully Silly. I'm so excited to be here. My name is Conception. I'm going to be here taking you through a journey of the absurd, the wacky, the tacky, the hysterical, all of those fun games that you love to see. Maybe you don't love to see them. They're going to be maybe some cursed games in there, but you're just going to have to wait and find out. Since this is our first episode, just wanted to give a general rundown of what you can expect going forward in the show. Like many of you, always had a particular enjoyment for the awful and silly blocks at these mainline GDQ events. They're a lot of fun. We get to see a lot of games that we don't always, get to see commonly in a marathon setting. They deserve that showcase, and it's always super, super fun. So our aim here is to be able to extend that past a singular block at one of these events, and we want to be able to show off all of these awful and silly games as often as we possibly can, which just so happens to be along with Team Velocity here going strong every other Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern time. So I'm very excited. So if you're interested in Awfully Silly as a show going forward, every other Monday we're going to be running the Team Velocity week at 7 p.m. Eastern. Just a few things as well before we get started. We just have a few announcements, of course. Frame Fatales game committee applications are now open. So if you'd like to join the Frame Fatales team, help pick up some games that are going to be in the future events, go on to gamesdonequick.com to apply. Frame Fatales has also been selected as a finalist for the Game Her Awards. Learn more with ! vote in the chat so you can find out a little bit more about that. If you've missed out on any GDQ Hotfix shows in the past, you can check out our archive of past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. And that goes for any of our Hotfix programs here as well. You'll be able to see them there. If you're watching on YouTube currently, feel free to join us over at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick in the future to check out our live shows starting most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. While you're there, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits. Please consider subscribing to help support these future podcasts as well. We have a few new shows that are starting up in the next couple weeks, of course, this being one of them. Head on over to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and watch our Twitter for information as to when they start and when they premiere, okay? GDQ, Some of Best Segments, is now launched on YouTube. That's right. It's a highlight channel with regular videos like our main channel, but with the small highlight reels for all of our main events and hotfix shows. So if you want to get that little bite-sized content, head on over to that. And that is Some of Best, SUM of Best Segments, GDQ Some of Best Segments. Stay tuned after this show for That's Never Happened Before, as it starts at its new time slot every other Monday at 10 p.m. Eastern with a Dark Souls speedrun broken down with all of the glitches explained. That's going to be very exciting. You will not want to miss that. Make sure you stick around after Awfully Silly for that. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. Eastern is Random Number Generation, a show about randomizers, followed by Aimbot, a show about first-person shooters. Aimbot being one of the more newer shows as well. So be sure to hop on back tomorrow and give your support. Other than that, I think it's we're about ready to get started, but unfortunately, I got some bad news. We're infested. That's right. If you thought these years meant that we were playing Disney games, you're wrong. We're not playing Disney games. We don't have time to wait for an exterminator, so we're going to have to leave it up to 4 incredible speedrunners and their friends to make quick work of these rodents. That's right, Awfully Infested. Episode 1 of Awfully Silly is about to start right now. We're going to kick it off with none other than the legendary Jaxler as he takes us through Rabbids Go Home. Go ahead and take it away, Jaxler.
All right, hello everyone. So this is Rabbids Go Home, and I'm going to be showing off the All Missions PC speedrun. So this game was originally released on the Wii in 2009, and it's a very strange spin-off of a spin-off. I'll get kind of into the history a little bit of this game. But if you're familiar with this game at all already, you might not know that this PC port exists. That's because it was only released in select Eastern European countries, and I think a couple Western European as well, so like France, Germany, Czech Republic, Russia, Poland, and I think a couple of others. So this PC port didn't get a super wide distribution, and it also doesn't have all of like the levels from like the original full Wii version. So in this speedrun, we just go through the 16 levels that are presented on the PC port here. So we're going to start off in Infectious Blues with this run, and we're just trying to get to the end of each of these levels as fast as possible. I'll try to explain exactly what this game is if you're not familiar once we get in, because this game is rather strange. Yeah, I think that's all I got before we start the run. So, oh, there's a stink bug on my monitor. Goodbye. Time starts when I press A on this first stage here. So we'll get started in 3, 2, 1, go.
Told you we were infested. That stink bug knew what was up.
Yeah. He's in for a world of hurt. Anywho, so this is Rabbids Go Home. The best way, this game is, I don't know if there's a best way to describe this game. But essentially what this game is it's kind of like a 3D adventure action platformer style game. But it's like if Mario Kart and Katamari Damacy kind of got like fused together. So the gimmick of this game, at least on the Wii version, is that you go into all these different levels to pick up these just random junk. So you see like the little white outlines around objects in the environment. Normally in the base game you would go and pick those up and add them to a giant pile that you're building in a junkyard. So you could use it as a step ladder to reach the moon, so you could go take a nap on it. That's the plot of the game. And so normally in like a any percent speedrun, or a Wii any percent speedrun rather, it'd be really important that you went out of your way to get all of these collectible objects. But this is an all mission speedrun, meaning that our goal is just to get to the end of each mission and complete it by any means necessary. So we really don't worry about all of these collectibles. I'm mostly just focusing on taking the straightest line possible to the end of each level. So yeah, basically we drive a shopping cart in this game in a 3D platformer style. It's a very strange fusion of genres, but it actually controls pretty well, and it's really, really fun to play. Especially the Wii version, it gives you there's a lot of levels on the Wii version. And so the PC port has kind of like, I would say probably 16 of the best, or 16 of the more interesting ones from the Wii version. So you get like a cool little mix here. But this level is pretty slow to start out. I have access to one other like ability other than just moving my shopping cart around, and that's called boing. You can call it yelling, but I like to call it boing because that's like the sound that the characters make. And, oh wait, hold on a second. I have lining up for a trick here. I get it? Nice, okay. So, I'll explain what boing is in a second there, but I actually just used it to perform a deload right there. So, normally the game expects you to go down that air vent, and just sort of fall into the next room. But there's a very small sliver where you can hit the cutscene trigger to load in the next area without falling into the next room, and that causes the camera to actually flip 180 degrees. And after you flip the camera, those glass doors just don't load, and that lets you skip a little bit of a puzzle there and saves about 5 seconds or so. That was actually a very recent find, believe it or not. This level is typically very glitchless, but it's really cool that we got a new little strat in there. I think that was found like last week, which is pretty awesome. But at the end of each of these major levels, normally, like I said, you collect a bunch of little smaller objects throughout each of the levels. And in every level, there's a big MacGuffin called the XL item. And the XL item is what you are intended to take to the end of the level in order to complete it. So this XL item is Barney. He is in a bubble bed, and every time I use my bois attack, where I just kind of yell, instead of yelling and dealing damage, I get a little jump. And normally you're not able to jump in this game, so it kind of makes these levels with the bubble bed pickups in them a lot different from like the normal base game. The rule of thumb for fast movement here is I want to stay on the ground as much as possible, because you tend to lose speed whenever you do one of these sort of puff jumps. Essentially what I'm doing is I'm using up the puffs as soon as possible, so I can go back into kind of a falling state, so that I can optimize my movement a little bit. Now you're gonna notice in the background, if you grew up in the era that I did, these ads in the back might make you cringe a little bit internally. Your eyes are not deceiving you. Those are respect the pouch ads. I don't know why there's product placement for those in this game, but yeah, they exist, and there's like 8 of them in this like one skyscraper section. It's absolutely hysterical. But yeah,
so there's a big audience for that, huh? Respect the pouch and Rabbids Go Home. Okay.
Yeah. Really trying to get us in on that Capri Sun grift, I guess. But the sort of purpose of each level is we get these XL items, and then we bring them to a toilet. So we basically take all of the stuff that we found throughout the level, and then we would normally just flush it down the toilet. But because this is an all missions run, as soon as I see the wall break, I'm allowed to exit mission and skip the end cutscene, which normally takes about 30 seconds or so. So I mentioned a little bit about how this PC port is kind of weird. The reason why is that in its most early release, it was actually released across 4 separate discs, especially in regions like, I know Poland is like the most common example of that happening. And the version that I'm playing on is actually a combined disc that has all of the levels in one package that was released in other countries in Europe. This port actually never got released in the United States, or North America rather, which is kind of interesting. So as a result, the levels in this game are actually an assortment of levels from different parts of the level progression from the main Wii game. So as a result, I'm kind of doing them in a sort of order that would make a little bit more sense to someone who's familiar with the game casually. And that also gives me a little bit more time to explain some of the movement tech that will appear in some of the later levels, because you'll understand why soon. So in this section, I'm normally supposed to grab 5 of these red pipes in kind of a non-linear fashion in order to find an exit. But I have a rather interesting way of finding an exit here. That should work. Nice. And then aim the shot. It's not gonna work. Yeah, okay. So I missed the trick, so you're gonna get to see that again. But that was a bit of a weird boost. Essentially what's happening there is when you do the bois attack midair, so for example, that's the bois attack. I yell at the guy, he gets really scared, and all of his clothes fall off of him. So when I do that off of a ledge, it can actually give me a little bit of extra hang time midair. And if I do it into the back side of the ramp is giving me a boost of speed, but I'm also colliding with the back face of the ramp. And in order to resolve that weird discrepancy, the game just instead launches me vertically. And if I do that right, I can actually just land at the end of the level, skipping having to get like that really big XL object that I was kind of talking about. But if you fail it and you miss the tunnel, you have to restart the level. So that's a little bit unfortunate, but that's one of the reasons why like the estimate is a little bit higher compared to like what top runs are capable of, is because if you fall out of bounds, there's no voiding out. You're done. Let's see if I get this. Looking for a specific animation here off the glide. Misspaced. Might take me a couple of tries. A little bit low.
That's all right. I know this one's gonna be worth it.
Yes, there we go.
Let's
okay,
go.
So yeah, you have a very small tunnel to land in. Normally there's like this weird like slide tunnel that you go down at the very end of the level after you've gotten the XL item. But as long as you touch like the trigger for the end of the level, the game just assumes that you picked up the XL item and it counts as beating the level. So normally that level's really, really long and kind of boring. That lets us skip straight to the end of it. Now this level also kind of long and a bit boring casually because this is the first major level that you would play on the Wii version, and this is kind of like the first like, oh, you get to actually like learn how to pick up the objects, and oh, here's how like the levels are going to work for the rest of the game. This level doesn't quite work like some of the other ones in the speedrun though. Let me see how quickly I can get this. Come on, game. There we go. Yeah, so, yeah, the level was over. So the reason that works is that when you can push the door between the 2 little walls, but it also tries to like spring back on itself even if you're still there. So if you like let go of the analog stick while it's pushing you back, you get kind of stuck because of the way momentum works, and it just pushes you through the floor. And because a lot of the levels wrap around on themselves in this game in order to like save on processing, as a result, the end of the level just happens to wrap around right near where it starts. So you can just skip straight to the end, and it's like a 50-second level. That like saves several minutes. It's pretty incredible. All right, so this is the only instance we're gonna see the water, like the water coolers, where I can boil with a water cooler equipped, and it allows me to relieve units of their clothing and 6 packs of soda at long range, which I don't really understand the physics of how that works, But normally humans are a pretty good like resource for getting stuff for your pile to the moon for the base game. But because this is all missions, I'm just trying to eliminate them, for lack of a better term, as quickly as possible. Now, there are a couple of these office levels in the base game. There's 2 of them on the PC port, and you're normally supposed to just sort of rush Sandra, the assistant. But I'm not going to do the rest of those. I'm just going to click through that wall, and we're at the end of the level. There's not really I don't really have a good explanation for why that wall click works. It's actually really easy. You just wiggle back and forth at that elevator door, and the game just it just can't put up with it, so you just go through. And there's a little bit of a floor, so I can do that trick I did earlier, where I blow off a ledge to give myself extra hang time, and that lets me face back into the wall on the other side with the XL object and lets me complete the level super fast.
Elevators are only suggestions, I guess, in this game.
Yeah.
Huh?
Yeah, it's really funny too, because like Sandra goes into that elevator, and then even if you get the wall clip super fast, she just disappears. We don't know where she goes.
Well, I hope he's doing all right.
Yeah, me too. Well, actually, we'll see her in this level. So this level is where like the movement tag really starts to come into play, and where like the Mario Kart analogies really start to come into play. I kind of mentioned that this game is sort of a mix of like a Katamari Damacy and Mario Kart. And so these levels are all part of like the later stages of the game where you unlock this boosting mechanic. So boosting is kind of similar to Mario Kart mini turboing, in which if you take like a super tight corner while going at full speed, you build up these blue sparks, and then you can redeem those blue sparks for a boost of speed. And so normally you're mostly intended to get these boosts off of turns, but you can do some snaking movement in order to build up boosts on straightaways, and it allows you to save a lot of time in terms of movement. I wanted to make that guy follow his doom. Unfortunate. Yeah, the boost is going to be really important in terms of movement, and it's really what makes the run at a top level really challenging. As some of you may know from playing Mario Kart, sometimes the game just does not give you mini turbos, and the same as such in this game. So off of ramps, you're going to be seeing me do a technique called bois boosting. So I boost off of a ramp, and then I bois within a certain timing of boosting off of the ramp, and it gives me an unintended amount of speed and hang time. So for example, I can actually use a bois boost to completely clear that ledge, which skips a bunch of other ramps that I'm normally supposed to take. And so a lot of like the movement in this game, even though we're kind of intended to mostly just use boosts, the bois boosting is going to let us do some really cool stuff, especially right here. The camera's going to go by really fast right there, just because the game doesn't really expect us to go that fast through there. And then from here, I'm just going to try to continue my snaking as best as possible through all these turns in order to... You just want to make sure you get as many boosts in as possible. And then I do a bois boost off of there. And you can see the camera can't even keep track of me up there. I love that bois boost. So it's not like the timing for bois boosting is actually kind of weird. It depends on... the distance you go and the height you go depends on your angle leaving the ramp. And the angle that you leave a ramp can depend on a lot of different things. Sometimes you can bounce into the ramp, and that can cause you to gain a bunch of height you didn't want. Sometimes you can bonk into that, and it doesn't give you any height. What I was trying to go for there was a bit of a cycle where I could get between those shuttering doors. And if you do it fast enough, you can actually block Sandra behind one of the barricades and do a little bit of a faster cycle here, but that's totally fine. This level's mostly movement, so we just get his desk after already claiming his grandfather clock, and we're just gonna exit.
Very nice. If you had to guess, how would you spell bois boosting?
B-W-A-A-H.
2 A's. Interesting. Okay.
Yeah. It's either 2 or more. If it's just 1 A, I think that's incorrect and immoral. But 2 or above, I'm mostly fine with.
Immoral, even. Okay.
Yeah, it's all good. So we got a bit of a cutscene here. This cutscene is really funny. This is kind of another movement-based level. So I guess like now while we're watching the cutscene, if you got anything you'd like to plug, now would be a good time.
Oh yeah, we always got stuff. As we mentioned up at the top, Frame Fatale's game committee applications are open. So if you are interested in joining the Frame Fatale's team, go on over to gamesdonequick.com and apply there. And don't forget to check them out, !vote, because Brain Fatalis has also been selected as a finalist for the Game Her Awards. So if you want to find out a little bit more about that, go ahead and throw that exclamation point vote in there for me.
Okay, so while Conception was talking, I just got a strat that I implemented earlier today. So that you can barely squeeze in a blob boost in order to get over that barricade, and it actually causes a bunch of obstacles to fail to load in because we didn't do the necessary parts of the fight. Oh wow, okay, that's really lucky. So one of the things I didn't mention about the boost is that it instant kills enemies normally with some of the more sturdier enemies, such as those Verminators with like the hazmat suits. They normally take 2 of your bois attacks in order to be neutralized and relieved of their clothing. But if you get a boost charge and boost into them, it actually instant strips them, and that's really, really fast for some of the fights. So some of what I'm trying to do is line them up and manipulate their AI patterns into being in the perfect spot so they just get hit by the same boost. So that way I don't have to deal with as many. And then I do a little bit of a strat there where I actually talk to a tutorial rabbit as I'm going in there, which actually causes some of those explosives to spawn in a little bit faster than what's normally intended. What the? Yeah, this game's got some really great voice lines. We might get a good one here. Did we get it? Oh yeah, we got it. Oh gosh. I was hoping for the other one. But yeah, this game's got a really very, very silly sense of humor.
Wow. Okay. All right. I see you game.
That triple is like impossible, so I'm really glad I got it. I'll take that as a makeup for missing Whacker Rabbids skip. Yeah, I kind of wish I was running against splits now, because I don't think my gold has that triple. Anyway, so we're going to be picking up Barney again here. But this is the first of the bubble bed levels where we actually have access to our boost. Which in the previous levels we didn't, because they're kind of from like an earlier part of the story missions on the Wii version. So as a result, I can actually use the boost to do a couple of cool movement things. Now, whenever you boost, you actually get liftoff off of the ground, but it doesn't take one of your jump charges. So as a result, I can actually use these boosts and blow at specific times in order to not lose as much speed when I'm in midair. I can also use the boosts in order to like cut corners and gain a little bit of extra speed from going from high to low points of elevation. You're also going to notice that there's some Cat Stevens music going on in the background. This game has a bunch of bangers, most of which are licensed. However, because they're so, because of the way that they're mixed, most of the time they actually don't get copyright struck. There's only one song in the game that really ever poses a copyright strike risk, and it's the one that plays in most elevators. And so if, there might be a moment where we get an elevator I don't have much to talk about. I may make an interesting sound in order to help Church out with putting the VOD up on YouTube and not getting demonetized.
And we appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, we're gonna take Barney back into the toilet, and that's gonna be the end of that level. And then okay, we're going next into Miami. This is a really, really technical level. So there are like a couple of like archetypes or like level gimmicks in a lot of the repeating levels in this game, and one of them is cow levels. And the way that cow levels work is that they're super fast-paced levels where you have to basically follow a truck and ambush it so you can pick up the cow and put it in your pile. So what this turns into as a speedrun is just a really frantic rush to the end with a lot of boost pads and a lot of snaking in order to build up these boost charges. You're gonna see me try to build up 2 right there, and then I'm actually not really worrying about snaking too much in some of these early boost panels, because these boosts will actually give you a boost charge for free after you are done gaining velocity from them. And doing some snaking here, then I'm gonna go for a really tricky block boost right here to cut a platform. Nice. That skips a bunch of oil slicks over there that are super annoying. Then if I get this blob boost right here, I can skip past that hazard cycle, and then I think I'll go for this for the swag. Oh, I got it. Let's go. If you cut that too close, you actually fall into the void. But this is just a little shortcut where I can do some free snaking out of bounds. And then I have to go back inbounds here because there is no floor the rest of the way that the truck just went. So we're gonna not soft lock, you know. But yeah, that's a cool little shortcut. I don't actually know if it saves that much time, but it's really swag, so I like going for it in situations like these. But yeah, blob boosting. There's a lot of great platforms in this level, so blob boosting is the name of the game here. We're actually gonna take some of the non-shortcut routes through here and avoiding some of the boost panels because blob boosting just confers that much speed. Oh, I got a little bonk. I try to boost through that hazmat in order to just make sure that doesn't happen. Kind of weird. Oh, I'm not supposed to blob boost there. It's all good. All right, and so we get to the ramp over here. We ambush the truck, and we get our cow. I love the music here too.
We ambush the truck and we get our cow, which is a sentence you can only hear on Awfully Silly, I think.
Yeah. So we got a cow now. He is our friend. And we're going to take the cow with us in our journey to the moon. It's actually really funny that they start the timer at 101 because the timer starts during the cutscene. I always found that like really weird to me. I don't know why. I guess it's just not an even number. But something I didn't really mention yet with XL items, it doesn't come up too often, but it does here because the cow is a rather large source of mass, and XL items can actually impact your shopping cart physics when you're trying to snake. So it can actually be a bit more difficult to build up boost charges when you have an XL item on your head. So as a result, I kind of have to learn to adjust my movement there. What's the cow's name? I don't think the cow has a name. Leave that up to y'all. I need some help with the lore.
Yeah, go ahead and throw some cow names in chat. Why not?
Yeah, now we're coming into what I would probably consider my favorite level in the run, which is Just Plain Dumb. This is one of the, I think the only airport level that we get on the PC version. Yeah, it's the only one. And I just love all of the blob boosts that you get to do in this level. There's just so many cool lamps and like small little tricks that you can make use of along the way, and I'll try to point out some of those here. But I just really like, especially like this little bit of movement right here, all of this snaking, like it doesn't look like much, but it just feels really satisfying to do, especially with chaining these two blob boosts together. Boom, you just go flying. Feels really good. And then right here, I'm gonna go for a bit of a skip here, where I'm gonna blob boost out of bounds and skip this Verminator fight. Where is it going? Okay, not in my direction, that's good. You actually really want to avoid damaging the Verminator because a cutscene will teleport you back in bounds if you kill him. So we got that out of bounds cut, and then I just kind of wiggle at the wall to put me back in bounds. And then I'm going to be going for a bit of a... Oh, wow, I barely made that. So you're normally supposed to hit a button to open those fence gates, but you can just barely sneak up blob boosts to get over the fence. And right here, we're going to skip another fight, and the game is just not going to care all that much because the devs, well, it wasn't a mistake, but they gave me the opportunity of having a ramp there, and it lets us skip that fight. There we go, so I got to get rid of those barriers. Blob boost onto an active runway, and great line coming up here. In the name of Zeus is going on down there. I love the way that he says that. Oh, yep, go ahead.
I was gonna say, I was trying to tell my partner exactly what Rabbids were, and I described it as the minions of the Rayman universe. Would you say that's accurate or no?
Yeah, that would be a really good way of putting it. And it's really interesting because like this game is like technically a spin-off of Rayman. Like it's a spin-off of a spin-off because like the Rabbids games were like party games. Like I remember like Rayman Raving Rabbids TV Party was the one I grew up with. But this game isn't a party game. This is a action platformer kind of.
Decided to try something new.
Yeah, and it ended up being like one of the best games on the Wii's library somehow, against all the odds. All right, so we get that level cleared too. That was actually a really good JPT. I'm pretty happy with how that went. Missing those blobbers can really start to cost you time, so that level always feels really good. Okay, so there's gonna be a really great cutscene over here, so I'm not gonna talk over it. Kind of through. Well, I'll explain after. I need you. So over the course of the game, Barney in the bubble bed and his nurse have like been kindling this romance somehow, and this is like sort of the turning point of that. There's gonna be one more bubble bed level after this, but I'm gonna do a blob boost in order to skip a pretty major section of the. Okay, I'll take the slower cycle. All right, we're living. Okay. So you're normally supposed to do like a bunch of switchbacks in water in order to get up to where I just blob boosted to. So that's actually one of the more time-saving blob boosts, especially. Well, there's some more time-saving ones, I suppose. But so in this section right here, there's supposed to be another one of those enemies that we fought, similar to the one at the end of JPD. But if I blob this corner, I can actually get a little bit of height off of this ramp and land on kind of this really slippery platform and make my way onto the fans without having to do that mini boss fight. And then right here, I'm gonna boost off of the cylinder right there. That's normally a puzzle where you have to spin the cylinder around by kind of rolling on it like a barrel, or like a log rolling type of thing. But if you boost off at the correct side, you can actually boost over the little barrier because they didn't make it super tall. Great music track coming in here. So good. There's Santa. Hi, Santa. Bye, Santa. Yeah, that's just kind of this game in a nutshell. Sousaphone, Santa, and hazmat suits. Anywho, these dogs cannot be blocked, so I actually have to use a very specific boost charge to try to manipulate their position. Oh, get back here. Yeah, the dogs are just our friends now. I don't know why they have full rotisserie chickens on them. It is what it is. So ideally, if I did that right, there's a spot that I can position myself in where I can get a double boost, like a two verbs in one boost. But it's really finicky to set up. So right here, I'm gonna mash boost mid-air, which allows me to skip some of the switchbacks in this water section. And then this is where you get to, we got a lot of platforms here. This is another really fun level to practice blob boosting in. Something I should also mention is that the timing of blob boosting is also kind of dependent on certain like game settings that you have. So when I run this game, oh that was sick. When I run this game, I actually run this in the smallest possible resolution that the PC port allows, which is 640 by 480. So I run in this really tiny window and then like blow up the feed in OBS. So that I can actually make some of these blob boosts a little bit more consistent. That's more of a personal thing, but it also is a little bit important for a skip we'll be doing much later into the run. So I did a little bit of an unintended strat as I went through that section. Normally there's supposed to be some blow-up barriers that appear there, those like green cylinders that you've been seeing all over the place. But what I actually did is I boosted across the initial ramp in such a way where I avoided the trigger for them opening, blowing up. And so I can actually just like ride my shopping cart over them instead of having to hit all of the gratings with my projectile attack, which saves a really good chunk of time. Alright, so again, with the bubble bed sections, the name of the game is maintaining grounded movement. However, whenever we get these water slicks, I'm especially trying to remain grounded because you can get a lot of bonus speed. There's some like really wacky, specific to this level momentum stuff, especially with some of the platforms coming up here. So I'm not gonna bother to try to explain it. But I don't have, this is a pretty straightforward level to the end here. We got most of the hard tech out of the way. So I don't know if we had any like questions in the chat or if the chat had any questions for me or for this run. I don't know if we got any good suggestions for the name of the cow.
Oh, we got a number of those. I'd be happy to read you those. So let's see, what were some good ones here? Let me pull out some ones. We got Frank is a great one.
Yeah.
I saw what was another Caffey Griffin, but like Calf, C-A-L-F-Y. Moo Reed, Sowie Mandel, Reginald Steak Bottom. Okay. Mook Ellington. All right. We're all real creative here.
Oh, I love it. Y'all are the best. Alright, so right here, again, I'm manipulating my height so I land as soon as possible so that I can get my boost charges off. Again, with XL objects, it's really annoying to get boost charges. You can see I was kind of flailing a little bit there in order to get my boost charge right there. Yeah, that's like the last little tricky bit. I'm just gonna boost into this fan right here. since we're already going up in that direction anyway, and that's the end of the level. Alright, now fair warning as we get into the next level. This level is really, really flashy. There's going to be a lot of stuff that's going to happen in sequence. So I'm going to try to start to set up the first part of it. What you're going to see me do, this is a mostly water level, and you're going to see me boost the incorrect direction off of a boost ramp. They're normally one directional, but if I boost off of it the opposite direction, it'll put me underwater. And that's going to be really important for setting up what you're about to see right about now. I missed the turnaround. Come on. This should work. Nice. So I get a bunch of height, and then I bois, and then I appear really low into the water. Essentially, by being underwater and boosting, it gives me a ton of speed and lets me clip through the wall once I take damage from that object. Now from here, I'm doing some out of bounds movement. Right there is the XL object, but I'm actually going to do a new setup that was found by Doggy to completely skip it. So I boost all the way out of the water into the end of the level. So there's a lot going on right there. There's a lot of bois boosting that I'm doing there in order to make sure that I avoid specific void out zones where there's just no water for me to swim on, and I would just fall to my doom and I have to reload the level. That's a really, really tricky glitch. So I'm really happy that I got that first try. There's a lot going on there, but essentially the way that there's two big things going on there. There's the out of bounds clip where I get a lot of speed from boosting underwater as I take damage, and that just shoves me through the wall at a pretty high velocity and straight up into the air. And then there's also a technique that I'm doing there called water bois boosting, which I didn't really have. You saw a little bit of it in Boba Fett Blues, which was the previous water level, where you can essentially boost and then bois at a slightly different timing in order to get a lot of speed in water where it's normally not intended. So it's with those water bois boosts that I was able to advance further out and remain out of bounds, as opposed to just going inbounds and just doing the end of the level the normal way. So this level is really fun casually. There's not a lot of stuff in here for a speedrunning perspective other than just taking the fastest line. But the XL object for this level is a jet engine, and we get to ride it through an airport. And if you needed another reason as to why you need to play this game, in addition to the fact that there's a jet engine level, there's 4 of them on the Wii version, I think. 3 or 4. So if you need another excuse to pick up this game, well, there you have it. But yeah, jet engine, we don't have access to boost tech. So this is mostly, until a very specific point, just go as fast as possible, take the shortest line. So pretty straightforward. Verminators can do no harm to us, we just suck them up. And with the jet engine, actually, if we collect a Verminator, suck them up in our engine, we can actually press the right shoulder bumper in order to consume a Verminator in order to gain a bunch of extra speed. So I'm gonna burn, we have like 1 extra one to spare here because you only get a capacity of 3. And we get 2 in this tunnel. So I'm gonna have 3 Verminators, and by the time we get to like the next important skip part, we're just gonna be doing Verminator boosting all the way to the end of the level. Oh, don't bonk into that thing. Yep, so this is telling me how to boost. And then I'm gonna be using my boost strategically. These green, like, carpet-looking segments actually slow me down. But if you boost through them, it kind of offsets that slowdown. So just trying to make sure I work through all my Verminator boosts before I get to this room right here where I'm gonna be doing a bit of a skip. Oh, I missed a skip. I came in there with a little too much speed. But you can actually skip this fight completely if you sort of weave around the cutscene trigger to start the section. Come back here. Yeah, this is why you want to skip this fight. Come here. There we go. So unfortunately I missed it, but that's not the end of the world. It just means we have to watch an extra cutscene or 2. And we'll just take the Verminators here for a ride, and we just take this straightforward linear tunnel to the end of the level. So yeah, this is a pretty chill segment, I guess, until we get to the late game. So yeah, conceptually, if you got any more plugs, it'll be a great time.
Oh yeah, for sure. First of all, anytime we get to see an extra cutscene in this game, I'm gonna count that as a blessing, personally, because I want to see pretty much as many cutscenes as we can get. But second, one thing I want to, I'm gonna try to ask every runner I get to feature on Awfully Silly here. Would you consider this game awful, silly, or both?
I would consider this game is not awful. This is definitely a silly game, and I am a little biased to a degree because I grew up with this game as a kid on the Wii. But this game actually controls like, you know, for a shopping cart pretty well. And it's really fun. There's a lot of different types of levels and stuff. It's just really weird. You know, you remove the clothing off of local civilians. You know, you steal very interesting and unique things. You cause mass havoc. You're in a shopping cart with 2 rabbits in human clothing. You know, it's weird because the premise is really goofy. And like the point of like all the things we're doing is pointless, but that's like almost like its appeal as well. Like this is very much one of those games that has no right being this good.
I had a feeling you were going to answer that way, but I wanted to hear your case for it.
Yeah,
absolutely.
I highly recommend picking up this game. It's actually not super expensive to pick up a Wii copy. If you want to I would play the Wii version if you want to get the full experience, but PC version is really fun. Just because it's like the perfect length for like a speedrun where it's not like so short that you like stress out about it, but it's not so long that it like tires you out or becomes too overwhelming to learn. It's like right in that like 1 hour sweet spot that I think makes this like super accessible as like, you know, something to start out with. There's also a lot of like ways to like I'm doing all the hard strats because I have nothing to lose, I guess. But there's a lot of like more beginner and casual friendly strats and alternatives to some of the stuff that we do in the speedrun. So I think one of the other runners is actually in the stream and already kind of linking it, but we have a Discord for this game actually, and there's a bunch of people who would be more than willing to help you out and learn it. We don't have like a tutorial or anything yet. One of us should probably do that at some point, but no pressure. It's all good. But yeah, the game is for this run. The community for this game is super cozy. So if you're looking for something new to pick up, something a little bit off the beaten path, I would highly recommend it. This level is really straightforward, so I'm kind of just talking nonsense for a little bit, except for this bit, which can be really an intimidating bit of movement for new runners, because while you can just, you know, hold forward and avoid the cacti, what's fast is to try to get these boosts in while you're weaving through there. And those cacti hurt and slow you down a lot, so. The reason why this level is so short is kind of tying back into the theme of the game where you're trying to collect a bunch of objects for any % progress so that you can unlock new levels. That level is very spread out and you can kind of explore in a non-linear fashion a really big supermarket area. So as a result, it's a really fast path in order just to get straight to the end, and it becomes mostly a movement level. We've tried to break that level. We found one blob boost that could have worked to skip that first fight with the dogs and the Verminator, but it crashes the game if you try to do it. So, unfortunately, no. Now, I saw a couple of people like asking about this level, so we are doing the wedding level for the bubble bed. So, yeah, the relationship goes long distance, or goes all the distance, I guess. And Barney and his nurse are getting married in totally not Las Vegas. So this might be like one of my favorite levels casually, just because like you'll see once we get a hold of Barney rather quickly here, and just like the level design and like the night skyline that we're gonna see in a little bit it's just so cool, and it's so perfect for this game. I guess that's the best way I can describe it. But for here, I'm taking it a little bit safe and just trying to use a boost charge at the end to boost the bomb a little bit further so that it makes instant contact with the lava machine. And so now we gotta go take care of the wedding party, one of which includes Santa. Now we haven't had to deal with Santa's exploits all that much yet in the run, but he normally takes 3 hits in order to be removed down to just no clothing level, because he's got a bunch of stuff, because he's Santa. Oh gosh. I'm just gonna take the hit here. Yeah, so that's the only Verminator of that like attack type in the run. And you have to get a boost charge very quickly, so it can be a little bit inconsistent to deal with him. But we're gonna crash the wedding, take Barney with us. He's none the wiser. It's all good. This is just what is it, the after party? I don't know, I haven't been into enough weddings.
The reception. I guess?
Reception. That's what it is. Yeah,
yeah. Now, we've seen Santa a couple times in this game, so I think the inevitable next question is Rabbids Go Home a Christmas game?
Yes, it actually is. And the reason why is because there is a Christmas tree level where the primary XL item is a Christmas tree that you steal from an office. So yes, It is a Christmas game.
That's right. Put it under your tree this holiday if you celebrate, because you're not going to want to miss out.
And your copy of Die Hard, yeah. Yeah, I just really like the aesthetics of this level. You got this like volcano casino type place, and the movement's also kind of fun here. This is casually like one of the hardest levels like in the game, just because the platforming's really tough. But I have a bunch of specific boosts that I have lined up in mind, and a couple places I snake like right here to make some of these jumps a bit easier. But yeah, especially if you're 100%ing this level, it can be really, really tough. 100%ing this game is really hard. You have to get every little small item with the white circles around it in every level. And especially with some of like the levels where you're on like a time crunch, like the cow levels or the jet engine levels, it's really, really brutal. Yeah, getting boosts off of these moving platforms is awful. Let's see if I can get a couple though. Oh, yep, lost my boost charge. There's a little bit of coyote frames in this game, but not that much. There we go. Yeah, poor Barney's just kind of getting a little messed up here tonight.
Yeah, so Barney is now married, but we're also taking him, if I understand correctly, yeah?
Yeah.
And he's fine with this.
Yeah. Money is money.
Okay, all right. I'm just along for the ride at this point.
There's another really good line that the announcer lady says. I hope it might be too late to hear from her, but that's okay. We'll just have to listen to Barney coughing and wheezing. So right here, this is another one of those like pipes you're supposed to rotate in order to. Those like little exhaust vents damage you. I don't know why there's like a giant like space craft, but it's really cool. 2, 3. So yeah, a lot of this is still sort of the same kind of boost timing where I'm trying to just cut speed loss as much as possible. Like right here, for example, I just do a boost, land right on the platform, and then I'll shut up for a little bit because we got a banger song coming up right as I hit this platform. You've got an amazing soundtrack for no good reason. Well, I mean, there's always a good justification for a good soundtrack, but you know.
Didn't have to go as hard as it did, but they did that for us. They did that for us.
For the people.
For the chat.
Yeah, this is just straightforward platforming as we make our way to the end here, so not too much to talk about. Other than just vibes. Appreciate everyone who's out here tonight for the premiere of Awfully Silly. Been a lot of fun so far, and thank you everyone for having me so far. This has been a treat and an honor.
Oh, well, you know, if we're gonna put on an Awfully Silly show, it's probably gonna have to have Jaxler in it. I feel like that's a given.
All right, so I'm gonna do sort of like I normally save this level for the end of the run. Because this is an all missions run, you can do the levels in any order. So normally what you would do is you put all the hard levels at the front, so you can just get them out of the way. But because this is a marathon, I saved some good stuff for last, and this is like the last of like the explicit gimmick type levels, where we hijack a tire, and it has this bouncy property to it. So every time I block, I can rebound off of a flat horizontal surface like that. So I can use it right there, and we're going to be using it as kind of like an alternative mode of platforming here. So we don't have boost tech or anything like that, but there are going to be a lot of platform skips I'm going to be going for, and, which can be very, very risky, especially if you put this at the end of your run, because cacti will pop your tire, and that is an instant reset to checkpoint if that happens. So naturally, I'm going to go for all the hard strats, because why not? So right here, you're going to see me do a rebound right here, so I can skip a couple of lower platforms. And now these downhill slalom sections are the really scary bits, where I'm going to try to skip a couple of platforms. I'm going to rebound off of this, rebound off of this one right here. So I skip this platform in the middle, and then if I cut this line just right, I can skip that blue platform to the right. Nice, okay, we got the line. That's way scarier than it actually looks. Do a rebound right here, and then I can skip both of those platforms right there. And now that's kind of the most of like the really hard, scary strats. There's a really, really brutally risky version of that strat where you skip pretty much all of those except for the bottom one. But it is a very low success rate, so I probably should have gone for it, but I just kind of opted not to. Yeah, this level's pretty straightforward, and then we got 2 more bangers to close out the run. We're almost at the end of the run already, which is kind of wild to think about. Yeah, we're gonna be delivering this to the toilet, and then we're gonna go off probably the 2 of the hardest, or rather most inconsistent levels in the whole run, which are County Free-For-All and High Stakes Steak, I believe. Yeah, we'll go do Country Free-For-All first, because I'd like to end on some movement. But this level is very non-linear. Your goal in this level casually is just to grab 5 more of those red pipes, and then that just gives you the exit to the XL object. And the XL object is just in the middle of the level at all times. So what I'm going to attempt to do is do a really tough wall clip in order to get into the space, past the invisible walls that protect the XL object. I fell off. Yeah, this roof here is really slippery. I'm trying to run at it at a very specific angle so that it hopefully clips me through after I just... Nah, that's not gonna work. Oh, that was really quick. Okay, nice. Alright, you can lose a lot of time there if it decides to be mean, but that's another one of the reasons why I play with the 640 by 480 window, is the game seems to be a little bit more prone to clipping through walls if you have a smaller resolution. We're not really sure why. It's just something that's like, I think it might have been Doggy, who's just like, hey, this makes the clip way easier. And we're like, oh, it does. Let's start doing this. Unfortunately, it means I have to like play through my OBS window, but good for me is that makes that trick way easier. All right, so this is High Stakes Steak. This level starts out with a bunch of, this is another level where you have to get 5 red pipes, but I'm gonna try to skip that with a really tricky blob boost here. This will probably take me a couple of tries. I'm looking for height here, not speed necessarily. A little too low. I have to get a weird bounce off of this wall and the ramp kind of at the same time. Nice, third try. You do have to have a little bit of distance there though, otherwise you'll miss the platform and fall into the void. But yeah, so you're normally supposed to do another one of those 5 red pipe sequences there, but by doing that blob boost, you land out of bounds, and you can effectively skip straight to the cow chase section. But we actually never really activate that section anyway, which it wouldn't really matter to begin with. But the benefit in the speedrun is it lets us skip all those accompanying cutscenes as well, which is really, really nice. There's also not gonna really... that was... I have not had that happen before. Alright, we're good, we're good. I'm gonna have to play it a little safe here because I'm on low health. So the scary thing about these cow levels is that there's really no checkpoints in the cow chase portions. So you die, you get put back at the start. So as a result, I'm gonna go for a risky strat here where I break that with my projectile, so that I can take a faster cycle and not have to take the long way. And then through here, I'm gonna blob boost off of the staircase, so I can scoot over that ledge right there. And then that's pretty much the last really scary bit of the run, pretty much. We're gonna live here. That's good news. I'm not gonna die. We might actually get a checkpoint right there, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is pretty much the last level. We're gonna be going into one final cutscene here as we make our way off the ramp. As soon as we get the cow, that's pretty much end of the level. Time will be called when we crash into the final toilet wall here. So get ready on time. And time. All right, now you get to see this cutscene. So there goes the cow down the toilet. Poor guy. And yeah, GG's.
Yeah. Excellent job. We got a 49:02 on our clock here.
That was sub 50. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Considering that's really good. Considering I had to reload Whack-A-Rabbids and do it all over. Dang. Okay. Okay, that's really good. Yeah. So like I said, I keep the estimate a little bit on the safer side because some of the tricks can really blow up in your face. But yeah, that was a really good run. Yeah. Thank you all for being a part of this and for letting me be the opener of this. This was a lot of fun. Yeah, and I got to show off a good time too, so that's always good news. But yeah, I guess before I go, a couple of shoutouts. Shoutouts to the RGH speedrunning community. Shoutouts to TubTub. Shoutouts to Retro. Shoutouts to Doggy, who holds basically all the world records except for PC version, in which he is like a couple seconds behind me. So he's really pushed the game forward as well. Big shoutouts to the whole community. They're super chill. Yeah, and if you're looking for that Discord as well, it's on speedrun.com. Feel free to just reach out to me directly if you're having trouble finding it as well. I'd be happy to send you the link. But yeah, that's Rabbids Go Home. This game rocks. If you're interested in more of me running this game, I stream at twitch.tv/Jaxler1. Although I am a grad student now, so it's not happening as much. But if you're interested in that sort of thing, that's where to find me. But yeah, Conception, thank you so much for having me. This was an absolute blast.
No. Thank you for being here and showing that game, because that was just an incredible time. I really appreciate you coming by and showing that to us. Thank you again. Before we cut out here, we just wanted to say that, of course, we do have our GDQ Sum of Best segments, which is now launched on YouTube. It's a highlight channel with regular videos like our main channel, but small highlight reels for all of our main events and hotfix shows. I'm sure we'll have a video featuring some of these silly runs here coming up in the next day or so. So feel free to subscribe to that. We are going to go over for a quick wellness break. It's a great time to get up, stretch, grab a drink, a snack, whatever it is that you might need. We are going to see you here again in just a few minutes. We have Sewer Rave coming up next by IsBullets. So don't go anywhere and get those stretches out. All right. Well, I don't know about y'all, but I feel infinitely better that we have had some of the, rodents here, taken care of, but we still have a number to do. So we're going to hop pretty much right into our next run, which is going to be Sewer Rave, all items by IsBullets. It's a very interesting game. It's going to have some unique mechanics that you wouldn't expect for a game that you play as a rat. So I'm going to be pretty excited to be watching along with y'all. So Bullets, whenever you're ready, go ahead and take it away.
Hi, I'm trying to get these ears to stand up. It's not working. Anyways, hi, this is Sewer Rave. My name is Bullets. So I'll be very short on the backstory, but long story short, last year I was like, hey, how many games could you speedrun about a bunch of different animals? So this was one of the games I did last year. I'm doing 36 different games about 36 different animals. And Inception was like, hey, do you have any games about rodents? I'm like, I have a lot of games about a lot of animals. I got that one covered. We're good to go. So that's the backstory behind this game being in. This is Sewer Rave. I'll explain a little bit as we go, but it is randomly generated, so it's gonna be one of those runs. It's gonna be a good time. We're gonna have a lot of fun with this. So time is gonna get started in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. All right, so there's controls back there. I don't need to know the controls. We just gotta go forwards. W is the only important key. So we've got two resources in this game. We got cheese and we got fruit. Cheese tends to be more common, as you might expect. Fruit, a little bit more rare, but it kind of just depends. So each of these tiles we're going through, looking for stuff, nothing up here. You can enter and exit any door. So like I enter this room, I can just exit immediately out the same door and go somewhere different. And I'm just looking for different tiles that I know have cheese or fruit on it. This category is all items. So we are trying to collect all 5 of the items kind of hidden there. There's a gun store there. We don't need a gun. The gun is too big for us to hold, unfortunately, after we buy it. It just is much too large. So, and it's not one of the items we need. Cool, almost died there. That would have been funny. This is a parkour room, and we actually got a foggy parkour room, which makes it have twice as much stuff in it, and it's not any harder. So we'll be doing quite a few of these to get stuff. So we have 6 fruit and 9 cheese, which makes this guy spawn. And we're going to give him this if my yes key works. My Y key works. So we have a little duck now in the top of our screen right now. Based on how many cheese and fruit you have, different NPCs will spawn. So that one spawned because we had 3 cheese and 1 fruit. Other ones will spawn if we have 5 of each. And then 2 others will spawn if we have 10 of either of them. Now, they're not guaranteed to spawn. Also, this guy will take our cheese and turn it into fruits, which is pretty nice. We'll just give them all. So we're so since the NPCs don't spawn unless we have the correct amount of each one, or we don't have to have the exact amount, but as long as we have at least that much, we want to spend as much time as possible walking around with as much stuff as possible to get as many people as possible to spawn. But in the end, you still have to wait for the tile that they can spawn on to spawn. So we will do our best with that. There's certain ones you can force to spawn because you can go to a location that they will be at by using a train. There's a train that there's a little sleepy rat over here. Let's go say hi. Let's go steal things from him. Okay, bye.
Oh, man.
One thing I will say is there's a little bit of stuff we miss out the game since we do mash through the dialogue quickly for a speedrun, but I would highly suggest grabbing this game. It's $3 on itch.io. Autumn Rain did a really good job with it, and it's just really charming, as you can probably notice. I will mention though, since this is Sewer Rave, there's certain parts there might be flashing lights. I meant to mention at the beginning. The main one is there's a knife with a rat. Definitely not the other way around. And that has a little bit of screen flashing. I will try to mention it. This is a creepy walkway, but that also introduces the fact that we can spend cheese to teleport to a new room. So if you spawn in a room like that where there's no door out that's very close by, you can just do that instead and be lazy. Like in real life, you can just eat cheese and suddenly you are no longer where you were before. This is a rotating room. We're just gonna go with it. And we actually have 20 fruit, which is important because we don't need to just get the 5 items, the 5 mysterious items of the Sewer Rave. We also need to get the key out. There's a possum queen we can talk to, and when you talk with her, she's like, hey, your fruit, that's all mine. So however much fruit you have when you talk with her, she will take all of it. And if you give her in total 20 fruit, oh hey, actually let's just walk through this for a second for no reason in particular. Nothing, no reason, just just let them Bambi. Look at the feet though.
What are those?
All right, anyways. Cool, that was fun. That's usually one of the ones you use cheese to get out of, but I want everyone to experience that at least once in their life, having a bunch of like Bambi's stare at you as you walk by and be unnerved by it. I think it's a good life experience, personally.
If you say so.
All right. There's this guy here that will sell us a bottle. Oh, hello. Can we speak with you? Yes. He's gonna sell us a cherry flavored bottle cap thingamajig, and then he will disappear from existence forever. So now we've got a yum soda bottle cap and a duck in our inventory. So now we just need to find someone. There's a pretty rare NPC that, no, we're not going through that again. I'm not gonna make you guys go through that again. Once is enough. There's an NPC that needs 10 cheese and there's one that needs 5 of each. So we want to get 15 cheese and then 10 fruit, but we also need another 20 fruit for the awesome queen. So where are we going here? What are we doing? So before we went to the snake and we were able to trade cheese for fruit, we're going to do that a little bit here because I want to have exactly 20 fruit so that if we get the possum queen, we can. Ooh, let's just beat this guy up real quick. 1 second. We don't get anything for it, but it's fun. Fun is allowed in. Where are you? I'm gonna regret this later on when we're like going up against. Can you? I think he's dead. Maybe one. I don't know.
Seems right.
He just kind of turned really small and then like T-posed at me. So I don't know who won.
Yeah, it's true.
Anyways.
You kind of got stunted on a little bit there.
Yeah. Okay. No, I'm not fighting you again. That was really scary last time. That's the way out. We don't need that yet. We got things to do. Possum Queen, where are you? I would like to speak with you. Your car's warranty is about to run. Keep going. So unfortunately, we're not getting a lot of the foggy parkour things that come up. And we'll go down. So now we have enough cheese for everything. We need a little bit more fruit for stuff later on, but we should be. But actually, we're good on. No, we need a little bit more fruit. I don't know how to count. I will ask you to let me know if we get close on time, because I can just pop out of the. Oh, good. This is one of the rare tiles we need. There's this dude back here, or whomever they are. They give us a funky pyramid thing with an eye in it.
The Illuminati.
The Illuminati's in this game. Let's go. You weren't expecting that when you saw the game name, were you?
We're all about subverting expectations here. So.
All right, so we should have enough fruit and cheese and everything. So we're really just looking for. We're trying to get a pizza from a guy, and we're trying to get a there's this guy. This guy's sad. He needs cheese to feed his children, so we're gonna give him 10 cheese, but he's gonna give us a mug in response, which seems like a good trade, honestly. But no, see that? Now we're getting. Oh, there's the pizza guy. Okay, cool. So this guy's got pizza. Genuine rat pizza. There we go. Cool. We have all the items we need. Now we just need to find the Possum Queen, which we've not seen this entire run so far. So we're kind of getting BM'd by them. But thankfully, there's a train station that we can use to. There's the exit again. We can't get through that still. Come on, please. Possum Queen, please appear. That's not quite right. That's a snake. So now that we don't. Let's go see the gun. Actually, do I have to buy the gun? There's the gun. Okay.
Yeah, that is way too big.
Gun store. Yeah, we can't even fit in the gun store. It's ridiculous. There's the Possum Queen.
Hey.
All right, so we have 21 fruit. We're gonna talk with her, and she's gonna be like, "I'm gonna take all of it, and there's nothing you can do about it. If you give me 20 fruit, I'll give you the key out of here." And it's like, "Wait, I already stole 20 fruit from you. Thanks. Bye." Cool. So you know how we saw that exit twice in a row? So now we need to see it again. There's a train we can take to it, but we're just gonna get lucky and it's gonna spawn right in front of us. Okay, I guess we'll use that cheese and teleport because there's no door there. Hopefully we don't get the Bambi room again, because then I don't have cheese to teleport out of it and we actually walk through it again, and that wouldn't be great. Okay, cool. We got the train station. This is actually really good luck.
All right.
Is this the new version? Oh no. Did I not download the new version? Okay, we gotta read it again. I just found the version that was on my computer. Oh no. I'm sorry.
That's all right.
Oh no. I'm sorry. Slitherpunk is the dev. Okay, that's time. Sorry, I didn't check.
Very nice, though. Very nice.
Oops. We got all the things, though. We did it. All the things in the update, the version of the game I was playing, at least. Thank you, Adam Rain, for making this. It's here, or just in general. This game's really charming. It's really worth playing and going out of your way to enjoy. It's just fun to explore and talk with the rats and find all the things they say. It's just really silly. There's Twitch integration if you play on stream, so people's Twitch comments appear in it. That's the thing you can do. But it's just a lot of fun, and I would definitely suggest it. Automate has a lot of really cool games as well. So if this is something you think is cool, they have a lot of very interesting, varied games. So definitely check it out. But yeah, thank you, Conception, as well, for having me on. I feel like this might not be the last time I run a game for this, because maybe, but no guarantees. But thank you for having me on. I'm happy to see that your first show seems to be going very well. And I'll be on for commentary for Momonga in a couple runs. So stick around for that.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, thank you very much. You're probably right in saying that. I'm sure we'll find a spot for any one of your almost 40 animal games or anything else that you choose to run in the meantime. It seems if they're anything like this very silly but charming game, I'm sure we'll be able to feature them very, very much. So thank you again for hopping in and joining us with Awfully Infested, the first episode of Awfully Silly. Don't go anywhere, folks. We still have a couple more runs for you that are rodent themed. just as a reminder before we head out for another little wellness break here, we do have quite a few new shows starting up the next couple of weeks. So head on over to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and watch our Twitter for information on when they start. This, of course, being one of those shows. We have a number of them. So feel free to check us out there. We're going to go to a little wellness break here. Again, I know we just stretched about 9 or 10 minutes ago, but if you need to stretch again, maybe now's the time you get that snack. Maybe now's the time you rehydrate. Go ahead and do that, and we'll see you here in a few more minutes. All right. Yeah, go for it.
Hi! What's up, Consumption? All right, I think we're good now. I have my plushy friends who are here to give hugs to everyone, including Tech Crew. So if you're just joining us, my name's Frozen Flagon. I've run every single game in the Hamtarto series. This game is very, very important to me. I'm wearing 2 bows to match Bijou today for good luck. But yeah, this is Hamtarto Ham Games. We have like 2 minutes to get into the run, so I'm quickly gonna introduce Air Angel, who is my commentator. Hi, Angel.
Hi,
how you doing?
Here for kawaii.
Yes, this is gonna be super, super cute. So let's count it. I'm gonna count us in because we have a unskippable cutscene at the beginning that we can talk a little bit about this game. So let's get going in 3, 2, 1, and go. This is the first Ham Games tournament. So if you've played any other games in the series, like Ham Heartbreak is the most popular one that a lot of people have played. That uses the mechanics of ham chats and stuff like that. This game is much more of it's like a sports mini game where you just are going to go through as the Hamtarto crew and try and play all these Olympic sports. So there's no puzzles in this. It's really just an action sports game. And so we're gonna get to see all the characters. I don't even have to mash through this cutscene. So it's a great opportunity for me to talk about this category and all that stuff. So any percent no minigame skips basically means we're going to play all of the minigames, but we are not going to win all of them. We are going to complete them as fast as possible with some funny strats like run Bijou into tennis balls very quickly, don't jump and do somersaults. It is very, very silly, and I think it's perfectly suited for this Hotfix show. So
I want
like
one
it.
of these hoodies with like the little antennas. They're just so cute.
Right?
I need one.
Bo's outfit is so
one.
cute. Yeah. So Bo is the Prince of Rainbow Land. So this is
Oh my
the
God.
last game in the series. If you ever played Rainbow Rescue, which most of you probably didn't, it was only in Europe and Japan. I've played Rainbow Rescue. You go on an adventure to get Bo back to Rainbow Land, and now as a celebration, he's hosting the Olympics to bring together all of the people in the series and competing against us. So he is the leader of Team Rainbow, and I love them. They're so cute. They were always the ones I loved as a kid. I really like the girl with the pink hair and the short hair.
Can we get some rainbows in chat? Anybody
Yes.
have rainbow emotes?
Team
we need
Rainbow's the
rainbows in
best.
chat.
I love her.
Oh my gosh.
Play fair and play to win. Let's do this.
I would like to
Coincidentally
buy
happened.
tickets to this.
Yeah,
Yes.
right?
Yes, absolutely.
So every day we usually have 3 events except for the opening and closing. We have the 100 hand meter dash. That's the only event of opening day. And so we're going to run right over and get to that. A lot of the speed tech in this game is like menuing quickly and then depending on the game going fast or using other, strategies to go quickly. Menuing is really huge, especially in the true any percent of this, any percent unrestricted. I have the world record in that category, and it's just all about precise menuing. So here you do not want to false start. Which I, of course, am going to jinx myself and do. There we go. And so basically, you actually do not want to get world record because that causes a cutscene to happen. So I want to finish as close to the world record as possible, but just above it. So you're gonna see me like, skipping one here because I don't want to go too fast.
It sort of
was a
reminds
little
me
bit
from The
slow, yeah,
Incredibles when Dash is like at the very end of the first movie
Yes.
and they're like, oh, go fast, oh, go slow, oh, just make it close.
Exactly. That's exactly. Just make it close. We don't want to get world record because the announcer will go like, "Oh, well, that's a world record! Congratulations!" And it's actually a
And we
waste of
lose
time.
time.
Yep.
Absolutely jumping up and down for second place.
Yes. That's
I'm here
exactly
for it.
the vibe of this. So that's pretty standard. We want to try and go as fast as possible in that one, pretty much. And Boss is giving us the grand tour of the athletes' village, but then, he's like, sorry, we actually don't have room for you. Go back to the clubhouse. See you later. And we're like, okay, fine, boss. but he basically tells you where you can find all the characters. And there's like a whole side quest of this game where you need to befriend everyone and get their Hemigo card. That's a category. I haven't run that one because it requires beating the game like 3 different times. But that's kind of how you get the true ending of this game is you get everyone's Hemigo card by befriending them, which I think is really cute. This is Crystal, the snow fairy. She talks to us in between days and is like, you can link up with other people. Anyone remember the GBA link cable? That's a throwback.
Oh my gosh, yes.
That's a throwback.
You gotta sit like super close together because they were like really short.
Yeah.
You'd have to be a certain age to remember that struggle, I think.
Yeah.
Well, I'm here.
Yeah, me too.
What I think was really cool about this game is like it's sort of different than the other ones that I've played in terms of like the ham chats are just like them talking and it's not just solely focused on that. It's just like its own entity of a game. But it's definitely something different.
Okay, this is tennis. This is one of the best events in this category, and you all are going to see why. It is really funny. So we want to lose as quickly as possible. And you know the best way to do that in tennis is to run face first into the ball and just get owned.
Oh no.
I feel bad for her. I know. I feel really bad for her. The things you have to do for this speedrun. I'll give her plushie a hug after this, promise.
She's like, why have you forsaken me?
Oh, I missed it. There you go. You got some pity there. Here, I'll give her a hug. It's okay.
Oh, baby.
I love you. It's okay, I promise. So again, once they serve it, I'm gonna mash my face into it. That is as quickly as you can go. So in the all first place category of this, tennis and volleyball are the 2 that are really difficult to win quickly. But yeah, this is funny in this category. Pretty solid tennis there.
This sprite work is so good, and like the animations
really
on the sprites are so amazing.
Yeah, the animation in this is really fantastic. Really, really good.
Yeah, it was tough to watch and take one tennis ball to the face. I've been like 12 times.
I know. All right, and then we're gonna go to the hammer throw, which is another really funny event.
Oh gosh, the
good.
hammer throw.
The hammer throw, yes. Yeah. We got Oxnard. What I love about this is that the different characters, participate in the events based on like their personalities, which is really cute. So Oxnard's always been known for being really strong. He's gonna do the hammer throw with us.
Oh my gosh.
And we're not gonna actually throw any of these very far.
Little baby throw.
So typically you hold the A button in the like green zone and you wind it up 8 times and throw it, but we're just gonna throw it really early against the fence. The poor blue ham referee over there just getting wrecked.
They're having a freaking heart attack. If you've ever seen hammer throw done in real life, it is pretty phenomenal, but it's also terrifying.
Yeah.
It is very terrifying when it doesn't go in bounds.
I'm glad that we have the fence to protect.
I feel like I'm bringing my track and field expertise, my NCAA track and field, to the game.
Yeah.
I did track in college and I'm here for this moment. I've been trained.
So, yes. And then Oxnard's like, you know what? I'm sorry I lost, but I'm hungry. And that's a mood. That's such a mood.
I'm hungry.
It's so good. He's like, I'm like hungry. You're like, yeah, okay. I feel that. All right, and so now we're going to diving. I'm actually gonna like try at diving. You can't go faster or slower in this event. It's essentially an auto scroller. So I'm gonna try and show there's a secret thing that happens if you go very quickly in this event. So I'm gonna try. Let's see. We'll see how it goes.
Oh my god, they just spin.
And there we go. We got the pot. If you go really fast, Cappy will show the pot, which is awesome.
Oh, okay.
This game is the best, literally. So Cappy's obsessed with hats, and one of his hats is a giant pot. Don't ask questions.
I mean, okay.
No follow-ups needed.
Yeah.
But you had to think someone would have to throw the pot over there, you know? Like, someone would have to toss it over.
Yeah.
Oh my god. I feel like this is everything but nothing at the same time. I don't know if that makes any sense, but it's
so good.
It's the same sequence of events, but I just can't stop watching it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The content you tune in for on Awfully Silly is exactly this.
Takes the tempo.
Yeah.
Oh, is that a robot in the back? Oh my gosh.
Yeah, the robot's like the referee.
Amazing. Like, I guess is non-biased, you know?
Yeah. Yeah.
I need that frog hoodie now. Right.
The frog hoodie is so cute.
It's so good.
Where the frog hoodie sit in the frog chair from Animal Crossing.
Oh my gosh,
Oh my
yes.
God.
That's
Absolutely.
A mood. That's a mood.
We've broken like the
Samples.
18th wall.
Absolutely. So this is a cutscene that happens at the end of the second day where the person's like, here are all the cool costumes that you can wear. We're not gonna wear any of the costumes during this, but I think they're all very cute.
You should all play this game so you can wear the costumes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they are cute.
I really like them, and you can collect more as you like befriend people. They'll give you costumes, which is really nice. All right, so that's the end of our next day.
I always imagine their beds being the softest thing in the universe.
Yes, honestly, so true. I'm here to tell you about costumes, which we just got a bunch of them. And here we go, day 3. Let me tell you what's going on today. We got beach volleyball, we got hurdles, and we got birdback riding. So hurdles actually has a new strat since the last time I ran this. And we also, some of the Hamtarto runners and I, volleyball used to be a really, really tough one in this because sometimes Bijou would try, we want to lose as quickly as possible. Sometimes Bijou would go and get the ball, which is slow. And so we actually figured out a strat where we stop her from getting the ball, where we just like go and basically like give her a hug and she doesn't move. And it's kind of funny.
Bijou, stop trying, Bijou.
So we're like, hey, Bijou, do not do anything. No, she did it! No!
Bijou, no!
That was unfortunate luck right there. So
Stop it.
you basically want to like cut her off from wherever the ball is, and then she is like, oh, Hamtaro's closer than I am. I'm not gonna go for it. So that's why you see me like get right up close to her. But I got unlucky because the first serve went above me.
And everyone's like, wow, that Hamtaro is the worst at
I
this
know.
game.
They're like, oh, this poor 8-year-old who's probably playing this game right now, like doesn't know what's going on. It's like, no, I'm simply a speedrunner. I gotta do what I gotta do. There we
We
go.
trained our
All right.
entire lives for the Olympics, and what do? You toss the game.
Yeah.
You get 0-7.
Yeah.
Rip.
All right,
But
so that's
hey,
beach
no matter
volleyball.
how much you lose, you're still a winner in this game.
Yes, you are. They're all still very nice to you. Like all of the cutscenes are like, you tried your best. Like it's okay. Don't worry. Like you can always try again next time. Like it's all very, very wholesome.
Yeah,
I'm
that's
sure
what's
the
really-
teammates are just like, oh, whatever. Can we just like
Yeah.
not have a winner team next year?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what's always really endearing about these like games designed for younger children. It's just like you did your best, you know?
Yeah.
And you could try again, you know?
Yeah.
Like, just do it again sometime. And you're like,
Yeah. So funny thing about hurdles, it's actually faster to false start 3 times and then just get disqualified from the event than actually run it. So that is time save right there on my PB. The fact that I just false started 3 times and boss is really sad. It's very unfortunate.
I mean, if you think about it, if you just don't do the race in real life, that is faster than actually
That is
doing the
time
race.
save. Yeah,
Like,
that's time save. Exactly.
You heard it here first. The fastest way you can complete anything is by not completing it at all.
Is by losing
Yes,
immediately.
speed running moment for sure.
We can all world record that way.
Yeah. All right, so now we have birdback riding, which is one of the more technical events in this. You have to have enough speed to go over each of these like pillar things, and they're color coded. It's actually quite a complex event. It's really fun to optimize. Yeah, the Chickie's really cute. Again from Rainbow Rescue, the Chickies were like your enemy, but we befriend them in that game, so now they're helping us out in the tournament, which is really cool lore.
They're so focused.
Yeah,
Look how focused they are.
Extremely focused. So I'm gonna play this safe and do an extra turn here. If you bonk into any of the barriers, it loses a lot of time because you lose all of your speed. If you try and, oh, yep, so that's, the bird will be like, no, I don't think I can jump over it at that angle. And you're like, I'm sorry. All right, so there we go. Good recovery there. I'm actually gonna purposely slow down because it lets us take this turn a little bit tighter. But yeah, that's one of the more optimized ILs that we have.
Well, the bird sprite is also just ginormous
Yeah,
compared
it's
to
so
the
huge.
screen.
It's so huge. Yeah.
It's supposed to be a baby bird too.
Yeah. Welcome to the hitboxes on the Game Boy Advance, everybody.
For real. All right. So now, heading back home. Another day complete.
I mean, honestly, the sprites in general are just pretty big. So it's like...
Yeah. They really are.
They managed to put a lot on the screen, but also just like very few. They can only have like 4 hamsters on the screen, or else it's just like an entire screen of hamsters.
Yeah.
Which also sounds nice.
I mean, I'm here for it.
Yeah, me too. I think it's also worth noting that, you know, we do sleep in between these days, right? You can't do all of these games in one day. You have to get your rest.
You have to rest. Yes.
Yeah. It's all about wellness. It's all about, you know, treating your body the way you need to.
Yes. I just go back to the Olympic Village and just hang out, you know, living the life of luxury.
Yeah, and in between all these events, there's a lot of side quests that you can do, and like you literally like befriend all the people throughout the other teams. It's like a really fun casual experience. I highly recommend this, just to play it casually. If you've ever played any of the Hamtarto games before, it's really, really fun. All right, so we're gonna try and go as fast as possible here by hitting all the A buttons, and then we are going to not vault.
And then they do
Sprite is so cute.
Oh my god.
Her little roll sprite is amazing.
And then
Whee!
and then they fall.
It's so good. I love the failure animations in this game. They make this category so good. Wah.
Let it be known, Air Angel just lost her stuff during pole vault.
Yes.
Pole vault and triple jump are two of the great ones.
Oh my god.
Today's just not my day. It's okay, Pashmina. It's okay.
You tried your hardest.
You did really fast. That's all that matters. Oh, y'all, are you ready? It's the tennis third place match. Everyone ready for this? Are you ready? It's time for
Surprised we're
Bijou's
still
revenge.
playing for third.
Yeah, I know,
for the
right?
first game. We're still in this,
Bijou.
apparently.
We're still in this. We could turn it around if we wanted to.
Who did
Bijou
worse
has to
than
go
us?
back and face the music. And then she's like, I'm sorry. I'm gonna run into the dead as well.
Oh, she no! That's actually like huge time loss. It's actually huge time loss that she did not hit my surf back. That's really unfortunate. You do not want her
An
to miss a
accidental
serve.
win.
Yeah, no. Please hit my serves. In all first place, that's all you want. You want to get aces, but it's like, no, in this situation, please hit the ball.
Oh my gosh.
Oh. Boop.
Oh, that one looked particularly fast.
Boop. Yeah, we're not even let the serve hit the ground. Just trying to intercept it early. Boop. And boop. There we go.
Yay!
I guess. We succeeded.
Now you don't have to watch Bijou get owned anymore, okay? Okay, we love her.
Go
We love
home,
her.
Bijou. Go home.
Yeah, so you theoretically like could win tennis if you wanted. It's just gonna be a lot slower. So like all of these, it's just a choice of, you know, is getting first place actually faster than not? And you know, in that case, it's definitely not. It's really hard to be fast at tennis.
I wonder, is there, I guess there would be a category, is 100% if you win everything?
So there's all first place if you win everything. 100% is a lot more involved because you have to get all the Hamigo cards, and you also have to win the tournament 10 times for 100%.
Oh my god.
Yeah, no one has run it, understandably.
And we have this category and nobody runs it.
Yeah, because it's like there's a trophy for winning once, there's a trophy for winning 5 times, and there's a trophy for winning 10 times. So like casually I have that trophy, but like sitting down and just speedrunning the same game but 10 times in a row is not that interesting.
That is exhausting.
I wonder what the estimate would be on that run.
I don't know, because like so every time I can, like, my estimate for this is 40, but once you've won, there's an achievement for winning that you need for 100%. So I think once you win twice or 3 times, you could start withdrawing from all the games, and it would only be 20 minutes a pop. So it would be like 40, 40, 40, 20, 20, 20, 20, 20. It would be still really long.
Yeah, that's a lot.
It would still be really long and not that exciting, because it's like, okay, I've already explained this. Here's the same thing again. Like,
yeah,
that's why I haven't run it.
It'd be like one thing to like watch a task on it maybe and have a computer go through it and see how long it would take, but
yeah, no.
I don't know, chat.
Yeah, so I was purposely being bad at the carrot pull. If you're supposed to time it and pull out the entire carrot, but we were just pulling out the carrot tops to go fast.
This speedrun benefits you if you're actually bad at the game.
It does.
Like,
you will be very good at this game.
If you're bad at it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah, so you hear that? It's a low barrier to entry to learn the speed run because
There
you don't really need to be good at these mini games.
No, and the strategies are like fun to learn.
And we're failing upwards.
Exactly.
Amazing.
All right, and here we get like a cutscene of Maxwell being in, like, writing some stuff, which is cute.
Like
I don't
me
really
at
know what
work
purpose
today.
it serves. Yeah. Exactly.
Work from home life.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my gosh, we have sailing.
Sailing is a great event. Sailing is actually a really cool mini game. We also have swimming. Swimming is the first like 4-player event. Swimming is really cool in all first place. It's also really funny in this category because we're just gonna false start 3 times and go on our way. And this is one of the longest. This is one of the longest events, so this is actually gonna save me a ton of time on my PB. This is again one of the new strats I mentioned, so it's very likely I PB just on not doing swimming alone.
By not swimming.
Yeah, just simply by not swimming, I might PB, which is hilarious as a concept.
This is everything. So like the strats are just like, hey, how about we just try not doing it? I mean, okay.
That's why it's perfect for the silly show. It is the epitome of a silly minigame. Also, it's very cute. It's also very adorable. All right, now we're headed to, oh, it's archery. Archery is kind of funny. We could win, or we could not. I'm literally just gonna be mashing, and it's random where the thing starts. So, chat, are we gonna get any 8 or aboves here? What do you think? What do you think? I think we might get 1.
Your inner legless. You need legless to.
Yes. Oh, that wasn't a good start. That wasn't a good start. Ooh.
Legless. Come
Bijou. Bijou, what was that? Here, let me hug the bijou. Oh.
Bijou, please.
Oh, that's a 7, I think.
That's
6.
close.
Okay. We're getting there.
So for this
Come on,
one, you have
Bijou.
to be good at it.
Come on. Yeah, this event's hard. Ooh. Oh, another 6. Not bad. So in the game, normally you use the arrow keys to determine where it is, but I'm just randomly choosing. Oh, that's a little too far out there. It's a 5, I think. I've gotten a 10 before in a run, which is hilarious. Yeah, it just starts right in the middle, which is so funny.
So basically, at this point, for this game, you just select the button as soon as you can.
Yeah, I'm just mashing.
Okay.
Yeah.
2.
Yeah, 2 is not great. We'll see what place we get. Come on, I believe this last one. Come on.
This is more like Gimli using the bow and arrow, I think.
Oh my god. We're throwing Gimli.
Yeah.
Yes. All right, let's see what place we got. Yeah, we got last. All right.
Amazing.
That's fair. I'm sorry, Bijou. You tried your best.
Is that a shocker to anyone in chat?
It looks like I need to practice more. No, it's okay. I'm the one. It's my fault. All right. This next one we are definitely going to get first in. It's much faster to do well at sailing because you can't like surrender it in any way. So sailing is actually really interesting based on there's like wind patterns. It's a pretty complex game actually. All right, here we go. So we've got Cappy and Boss.
Water texture.
The water texture in this is really great. So basically, you have to go around the buoys that are in the water, and certain times the angle of your sails will straight shot you to the next buoy, but anytime you have to go up to this top one, you kind of have to use L and R to balance what direction you're going. And so I'm gonna try and cut right around this one and head straight to the next buoy. So this is a great angle. I don't really have to touch anything. It takes me straight to it. The only thing I really have to be careful about is turning at the right time. So I'm gonna try and clip right around this. That was a pretty good turn. You don't want to like go on the other side of it or bonk it early, stuff like that.
Boss just looks so terrifying. Just
Boss
like
is so
fire in his
intense.
eyes and he's
Yeah.
just like, "Oh."
Yeah, Boss is like, Cappy's like, I'm trying my best, and Boss is like, go.
Do
Here's the
better.
thing.
It's so good. It's so good. Yeah, exactly. So the really tough optimization is in these going up sections, and the ILs of this are really impressive. We have a lot of like pretty dedicated IL runners actually, which is really interesting. Okay. Oh, okay, buoy. So we have a good angle for the straight down one, which is, once I get around this, there we go. So hopefully the wind is just gonna propel me all the way down here, and then we just go straight back to the goal. So I'm hoping the wind will take me in a good spot. Yep.
I want this texture on like a dress, and I'd wear it.
Yes,
honestly.
it's really pretty. It's actually like a really nice pattern. The graphics of this game are good for a GBA game.
We're getting all of our fashion tips from
From Hamtarto,
Yeah.
yes.
I was just thinking, what about this texture style, but like Wind Waker vibes? You know what I mean?
Oh
Yeah.
my god.
That would be
Someone do the
that would be
mashup
awesome.
right now.
Yeah.
Someone do it.
Wind Waker for GBA.
105 was actually a really nice sailing time. I'm happy with that. I think my best is like a 102 or 103. There are sub ones on the board, I'm pretty sure, which is very impressive for sailing. All right, so I think we're almost at the end. I think we only have 1 or 2 more days. I don't think we've done volleyball's third place. Okay, yeah, so 2 more days.
So with the multiple days, like you have to play games a couple times. Is that just with volleyball and tennis, or are there?
It's just with
others?
volleyball and tennis, yeah, because you always are playing against the 4. I forgot I need to say hamburgers quickly. To say that's my favorite food. Just because you always are playing against 3 other teams, but tennis and volleyball can only be, 1v1, 2v2 is the only reason those are broken up.
That makes
into
sense.
heats. Yeah. All right.
Have to do the bracket.
Yep, exactly. Real sports fans, Hamtarto brackets. All right, triple jump is a really quality event. This one's great. I was doing this
The
in
new
warm-up.
Hamtarto game 2022, the final 4.
Oh my gosh, I would lose my mind if there was a new Hamtarto game. Oh, fun fact, I don't think I mentioned this. This game is made by Alpha Dream. So if any Mario and Luigi fans in the chat, like Superstar Saga. Superstar Saga is one of my favorite games of all time. Alpha Dream made this one, and Rima Rescue. So I hope that convinces you to play these games.
Come back, yes. They can come back.
Now you say that, I totally see it in like the colors.
Right?
And the,
Right?
Yeah, I totally see it. Yeah.
Isn't that funny? It's actually
wow.
really great. When I found that out, I was like, what?
We need Hamtarto on the new Switch. We need it in OLE or whatever.
Where's my
it is.
Hamtarto collection so I can speedrun it all in
Yes.
one package? That'd be really cool.
Also, rip long jump.
Yeah, so Cappy just fouls every single time and it's very cute. Poor Cappy. You did good
They
though.
have
That
like
was very
graceful
fast.
tumbles. I feel like every time I
Yes.
fall, it's like the end of the world and there's like an earthquake.
Very
and just-
graceful.
Yeah, we can only hope to be so graceful to roll in a nice little ball like that.
I mean, that's the dream. I guess how many times am I falling? Don't ask. I'm a klutz, everybody.
All right, here we go. Okay, synchronized swimming is really cute.
Oh my goodness.
So this is another kind of like auto scroller. I'm gonna try and win it because like why not? I can sit here or I can play the game. Playing the game sounds fun. So I am controlling Penelope. Pashmina is the computer, and it's all timing based, and it's really cute. Honestly, this is like the highlight of the run is when you get to synchronized swimming. You get to kind of like chill and just play the game.
Oh. I
And they,
hear
like-
the collective hearts melting in the
Right?
chat.
And so when you do things badly, like she'll react. It like is based on what you do. They will time if you're off in your timing, Penelope won't match Pashmina, which I think is just like an amazing touch. They put a lot of love into this game. They put a lot of love into this game. I know.
I'm just freaking.
Right? So cute. So yeah, I'm
I'm
hopefully
crying.
gonna win this one. It's really good.
Oh man.
And also important lore. They're all afraid of water. That's a very important plot point in the Hamtarto games. These are clouds, not water. Okay, to
I
be
was
clear.
about to say, is
To be clear?
Is this just like a giant bubble bath? Like,
It's clouds. So they like talk about how one of the Hamtaros like imported clouds
Oh my
for this
gosh.
event.
Wow.
we have the
Such good
cloud
lore.
maker. We
Right?
have snow. We need the cloud maker.
Yeah, snow. We got clouds. So yeah, all the swimming events happen in a cloud pool.
Upload the
Don't-
speedrun to the cloud.
There, and look, the final
To the
lift.
cloud.
Look at that lift.
Oh.
It's so good.
Ugh,
Oh.
I have the grace.
All right, 9.0, 9.0. Okay. 8.9. All right, that's pretty solid. That
We're
round's
so
still like
into this.
almost. There we go.
This whole event
First
needs
place.
to be highlighted.
We win.
Oh my god.
Yeah, synchronized swimming is adorable. It's one of the best.
I'm sorry if anyone heard that. My dog is just very excited for this run. And
Understandable. Yeah, they were on a sailboat. They weren't in the water. They're afraid of, you know, the water. They can be on top of it. That's fine. As long as they don't fall in. All right, we got volleyball third place. Gonna be seeing the same strats we saw earlier in terms of
block
trying
Bijou.
to block Bijou from getting the ball and being a good player. We can't have any good players on this team. So there's not an all-world record run because getting the world record is actually slower because there's a cutscene. So it wouldn't actually be advantageous. And not all events have a world record either. So
Okay, so the opponent hamster, their hair is so cute.
oh, I
Little
know.
pink.
Her hair is adorable. She was
Gosh.
always my favorite as a kid. I forget
so here for
her
it.
name is escaping me right now, but I love her. So in the Hamigo cards, they have every character's name, birthday, and favorite thing. And I remember
Aw.
loving her so much as a kid. So when you befriend them, you like get their friend card. It's so cute.
I collect those cards, honestly.
Right? Oh
Blue
yeah.
River
So like
Pokemon for just like a second.
that. And you could
What an-
trade your friend card with the GBA Link cable with your friends, which was cute.
That's
Me and my cousin
amazing.
both had this game. We traded our friend cards together. All right, getting to the end.
Wow.
This has been really fun,
Yeah, just like that. I can't believe it.
right? It
This is
kind of flies
honestly the-
by.
This is honestly like the best run for a Monday because everyone's just like so drained from work or like whatever they're doing, and then it's just like the most ridiculous freaking thing
Max
ever. I'm so
Cozy.
here
Max
for this.
Cozy.
Oh, so cozy.
So up next, we actually have one of the harder events, Marathon. It's a timing-based game. It's about 2 minutes long. It's really fun. So I'm
Hamtarto's
gonna
like,
try
well,
and go
last
fast.
day you better wake up.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I feel like I know the answer, but I'm gonna ask the question anyway.
Sure.
So Hamtaro Ham Games, is it an awful game, a silly game, or both?
I think it's just a silly game. I think as a sports game, it does the job well. Like, it's an enjoyable sports game, and all of the side quests are like really fun. It's a great entry in the Hamtaro series. I definitely think it's more silly.
That's about what I thought you were gonna say. So
Yeah.
yeah.
Especially for a casual game, this looks like so much fun to like.
It's a great
kinda go
casual
back
game.
and win everything.
Yeah, full clearing this and getting doing all the quests, and there's like a whole area we don't visit, the Ham Studios, where you can be a guest on like their shows and stuff, which is really fun. All right. So the pattern changes every so often.
Oh, that's so interesting.
Yeah, I love this event. It actually takes a lot of focus because it gets faster the better you do at it.
Hamtarto's trying their best.
Yeah, Hamtaro's trying so hard. So I'm trying to, again, get right over the world record.
This is a nail biter.
It's hard.
Yeah.
Especially when it gets really fast.
God, this looks like me doing any sort of cardio.
Yes.
Let's say me going downstairs.
There's just like stars coming out of my head. Like,
Yes.
but to be honest, I wish I looked this good in doing any sort of exercise.
Yeah, it's not even sweat. It's like stars. It's sparkles.
That's
it's
what I mean.
energy.
I was just like,
It's
I'm
beautiful.
doing exercise, but I'm genuinely kawaii, so.
It's hard if you miss early, too. The tempo like fluctuates so wildly. It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah, I'm afraid to talk because like I don't want to throw you
No,
off
you're
the
good.
tempo.
I'm more looking at the visual cue.
Yeah, that's probably more helpful.
Meanwhile, there's a hamster in like a pirate hat
Yes.
and just
He's
like
great.
doing this entire set in a like a costume.
He's great. All their costumes are great.
The
Team to
commitment.
Jungle is dressed up as different animals. They're so cute. I like the zebra
Yes.
friend the most. Yeah, that was an okay marathon. A little slow in some areas, but we're getting to time. So time is gonna happen when I talk to Bo and the screen fades completely. So I'm gonna avoid Bijou and talk to Bo, and then time is coming up. So you've done quite well this week. I'm heading there now, and time. Here we go.
Gee.
Wow.
Very
That
fun
was
run.
Well done. Jeez. Just waiting for the final update here so I can give you your time. See here. Looks like
And
a
the-
36:31 on our end.
A 36:31?
That
That's
is
what
world record.
That's world record, actually.
World record. Oh my gosh.
Let's go.
Oh
All
my
right.
gosh.
What?
The
I was
first
I was
ever.
expecting a PB, but
First ever.
oh my
Awfully
gosh,
Silly.
that's
my
hype.
gosh.
That's so
Flygon
exciting.
comes in hot.
Those new
Awfully Silly.
strats are
Record.
popping.
Awfully Silly
poppin'.
has a 100% world record success rate.
Yeah.
Wow.
So yeah, that beat my PB by about a minute, which is really awesome. I'm super happy with that run. A lot of the optimization that's been happening throughout the community is like really amazing. We had a Japanese runner come in and find the, false start strats, which was huge. So big shout outs to them for that. That's the only reason I could get a world record on Hotfix tonight. So thank you so much for having us. That was so much fun. Thanks, Angel, for being here. It was all your reactions were
Of course.
perfect. That was
Honestly,
perfect.
anytime you play any kind of cute game, let's be real, I'm totally gonna be there.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, thanks so much, Conception.
Yeah, thank you both for being here. Worth mentioning as well, both of you are showrunners here on the GDQ Hotfix. If you want to do a quick plug about each of your shows, that'd be great.
Yeah, Angel, go ahead. Talk about yourself. I'll go after you.
Oh, sure. So I'm a showrunner for Game Masters. So Game Masters, it's all about the game and not really about the timer, just all of your knowledge and retrospect about the game, the lore, and we're also doing art segments. So we're doing fan art on GDQ as a draw challenge to start. So basically we give people 30 minutes with a prompt, and they have to master the art of the fan art of the game.
Yes.
Yeah, and so that's every other Tuesday, and Fant_TV as the other showrunner host for that.
Wonderful. That's awesome. And you should definitely follow Air Angel on Twitch. Also, her streams are super cozy and cute.
Oh yeah, I also
Do
stream.
it.
You can stop by if you want.
Yay!
You also do Hawaii content.
Yes, so true. So yeah, my name is Rose Flagon. I have speedrun every single Hamtarto game, but on my streams, you're typically going to see Celeste speedruns and custom maps, and also Super Mario World Kaizo. That's most of what I do during the week. Would love to see you there. You can find me at Frozen Flagon on both Twitch and Twitter, where I post my schedules. My GDQ Hotfix show is called It's Dangerous to Go Alone. You can do !dangerous in the chat to get information about that and submit runs. It's all about co-op speed runs. So if you like those, be sure to tune in every other Sunday at 4 Eastern. Would really love to see you there as well. So thank you all so much for being here. I see that Jaxler has redeemed Pet the Gator. I will pet the gator. This is Frank. I have a lot of plushies, if you can't tell. I also have a Glaceon and a Flagon back there. So these are all my friends. I also have 45 hair bows. So
Awfully
I have a lot of
silly
things.
featuring plushies.
yeah.
Plushies, hair bows, another set of Disney ears, which I love to see.
Yes, I had to bring out the Disney ears. I saw you had yours. So
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Well, thank you both so much for
Yeah.
being here, being part of this first episode. It was an absolute treat. So thank you very much for both of you for that awesome, cute little game. We're going to do one last quick wellness break here. Great time. Use the bathroom, get up, stretch, get a drink, get a snack, because we're going to be coming back with one last rodent-themed game, which is going to be Momonga Pinball Adventures by Steve TV Online. So don't go, well, get your wellness break out, but then come right on back and join us for one last awfully infested game. We'll see you in a few minutes.
Bye.
All right, and just as quickly as it started, we're just about right here at the finale of Awfully Infested, which is the first episode of Awfully Silly. I've been having such a blast with you all. Thank you all for being here and joining in on this first episode. Before we move on to our finale run here, just wanted to remind you, if you miss out on any GDQ Hotfix shows, any at all, you can check out the archive of the past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. So if you ever missed out on anything, feel free to hop over there. We'll have those VODs uploaded there for you. But I think without further ado, we have one last rodent to conquer, which is, of course, the flying squirrel. So I think it's time for some Momonga Pinball Adventures by Steve TV Online. So go ahead and take it away, Steve.
Thank you, Conception. All right, everybody. Welcome to Momonga Pinball Adventure. If you don't know what a Momonga is, I had to look it up also. Sorry to let you, but the Momonga is a Japanese flying squirrel. I am also joined here by, he ran earlier, hello, Bullets?
Hi, I'm still here. I was secretly here the entire time. I've never been gone. How's it going, everyone? But I ran this game last year for when I was doing a bunch of animal runs, and I'm happy to see it ran by a professional that knows what they're doing. Very good. So we would just tell everyone what happened in practice right before we got started.
Yeah. I actually was just practicing just to make sure that I could actually get under the estimate, and I managed to get a PB. Also, I managed to find 2 soft locks in the same level while I was practicing. Yeah, so hopefully we don't do that. But anyway, the timing is going to start the second that I hit the A button on first steps here. So if everyone's ready, in 3, 2, 1, go. So right away, I'm going to be hitting the A and B button at the same time, just so I can skip a dialog box, and then I'm going to hold the button backwards here. And then our first level, we are going to be hitting all of these targets here. That's the main goal. Most of the levels have just one target that you have, or one goal that you have to do in order to complete the level. So right there, we are done with the first level already, and we're going on to the second one. Once again, we're going to be doing the same thing. If you like hearing the mashing, you might be able to hear it in my through my mic. And then right there, I held Momonga for a second there to make sure that I was able to 1 second, this is really bad.
This time we have moving targets, the most
Yeah.
fiendish of targets.
There we go.
And targets that flip up and down, so you can only hit them when the target is facing upwards. So, as with normal pinball, hitting with the flippers and trying to aim them places, and it's not always the most kind.
Yeah, no.
Momonga does what Momonga wants to do. Playing pinball with a living pinball is a little bit harder than the normal pinball.
So Momonga is doing what he is known for, which is flying. And we're just normally, okay, so some of these levels you're gonna see like little tasks that are gonna show up on the screen. Those are challenges that you have to do in each one of the levels. And a lot of them are very difficult. And I don't think I've seen anybody like ever complete all of the stars for this game. They're very difficult sometimes. So right here is our challenge. This is Panda. He's trying to train us to go after the main boss here, which is an owl. And he has all of his little buddies. Oh my gosh. Please, thank you.
Why does this panda kind of look like me, though? It's a low-key impersonation, I think.
Yeah, copyright incoming.
Yeah.
Yeah, have to hit the stick from with the training here, and if you don't hit it fast enough, you'll just run around with his arms up, screaming.
Yeah, this is probably the worst one in my opinion, because you have to hit him, and then you have to hit the stick, and you never know which side he's gonna be on. So hopefully you get lucky. Oh, there we go. See, like something like that, like I just did there.
There he goes.
Yeah. All right, and now we know where he's going to spawn each time if I manage to hit him. Okay, well, nope. This is how you fail in this level. There we go. Nope. All right.
This boss can definitely bully you because you have to hit a very precise point.
Yeah. Yeah, he's always going to go in the same pattern, and as you can obviously see, it's the same pattern every single time. There we go. Okay, we're good. All right. Oops. No, I did not mean to go there. Sorry. We do not go to these levels. There we go. Okay. So now I'm going to do a little bit of hard, like, focusing on these levels. These 3 levels are actually the hardest in the entire game. So if you kind of want to explain what's going on in these levels, Bullets.
Yeah, I can let you focus on the start of this is what we saw before with the flying sections where you can collect the stars. The stars aren't too particularly important for us in the run, but you know, not much else to do. Not bonking into things is the most important part of this, and not getting hit by that, so that we're having any issues with that. But after we land, we kind of get into the normal flow of things with the levels as we get shot over here. These areas have some obstacles to clear out of the way that we want to do as quickly as possible. So the first one being these ones right here. You don't need to clear all of them out of the way, you just need to clear enough to get through. So trying to clear as few as possible is usually the way to go. But sometimes just inadvertently you'll clear ones, or just to make it a little bit easier on yourself, you'll kind of have to. So we're trying to knock down the pillar that's in the back here to get through, but the stuff on the side isn't too important. Once we hit enough times, it'll fall over, and we'll be able to make our way through to the next part. Need to get another hit on it. There we go. Awesome. So this one, we need to hit the lever on the side, and then in a limited amount of time, we need to then go to the other side and get through. Go.
Nice.
Get on through here. If you take too long, the door reshuts in front of you, but that was very clean.
Yeah.
Very well done.
Luckily.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can do this. Ah, no. Okay. So, I found recently with my practices that if you hit that box in a precise way, you can actually just bounce back and actually go through the arrows. Those arrows that you see on the ground will actually just hit you over to where you need to go. Like, oh crap. They hit you in the direction that they point. So like
Getting in this corner here can be a little bit awkward
Yeah.
for getting there. And then if you hit the wall here, sometimes it'll just bounce you back to the left side. You have to do it again. You just don't want to fall in that. There's a little like diamond over that you don't want to hit, because if you hit that, then kind of get grabbed by it.
all right, there we go.
If you get, there you go. Cool. Very good.
All right, and now
This one we just want to go straight down the middle for this lever again. There's some little hidden stuff in the sides there, but we don't really need any of those.
And then the worst part of this level is these freaking pillars.
Yeah, there's these small little pillars, and you have to hit it once to knock it over, and hit it a second time to go up here. And then it just starts bouncing you around. You have to wait for it to stop bouncing you down, so you go here. So sometimes it'll bounce you a whole bunch just for a while and just get you stuck up there. And sometimes it'll be nice and immediately shoot you down. So that wasn't too awful that time.
Well, just
Sorry, this other
hitting it is the worst part of it. in my
Yeah, it's just
opinion.
hitting it, and then
There we go. Okay, we're good.
I've been hit it twice. Yeah, there you go.
Nice.
Cool. It didn't take too long to get shot out from that as well.
Oh,
We do have health in the top row. Not really mentioned too much. If you like fall between the flippers or something hits us, that'll tick down. So we do not want to go to 0 HP.
all right.
All right.
The worst
Finish
level in
level.
this game. This is the level that I managed to soft lock on
Yeah.
twice while practicing.
Here's hoping then.
Yeah, we have two different balls. We have Momonga and we have Guaka here who can break.
Good.
some of these
That was really
large,
good.
Rocks for us. Very clean. Nice job. So,
No.
Just juggling the two of them and trying to put them the right places for this. There we go. Can be a little bit unwieldy with the larger ball. And
Oh, that was
sometimes
weird.
He just kind of does what he wants to do. Hey, there was a.
All right, everybody, stay hydrated. There's nothing I can do at this point, so
Nice break for your
Yeah.
hand doing it. It's the part of the run where you can't make any mistakes.
yeah.
Also
Especially on
important
this level.
message. Definitely stay hydrated.
Yes. Even if it's in the middle of a speed run.
All right, so right here, I'm gonna try and keep Momonga up at the top, and hopefully, okay, I don't soft lock. All right, good. I got that. Now I'm gonna keep Momonga up at the top because all I need to control at this point is Guaka. If Momonga falls down the middle, he can lose health as well as Guaka. So we're hoping that
We need to break all these blocks.
yeah, we need to break all of these blocks here.
But Momonga can't break them, so it's kind
Yeah.
of useless right now.
Oh, and what I was laughing at with bullets earlier was Guaka is not related to Momonga at all. He just shows up because Momonga gets stuck there, and I just
Yeah.
find it really funny. Like this is the only level he shows up in, and you're like, why is he here?
Just shows up, breaks some blocks, and then disappears forever.
Yeah. Come on, Guaka, please.
You hit the block before.
There we
like,
go.
Nothing happened. But, yeah.
All right, let's not soft lock. Okay, we're good. We've passed all the soft locks that I managed to find while practicing.
We can find a new one. We have time.
Yeah. We have determination.
Time to soft lock.
All right. So this is actually, you thought that was bad. This is actually the worst part of the entire level. In that all of these bricks that are these pillars that you see falling are completely random. So they can like help you out, or most of the time they'll just screw you over. And
They'll just block you.
yeah, there's nothing you
There's
can
a
do
lot
about
of
it.
them.
Oh, come on,
Sometimes
really?
they'll just bounce you like this and just make you fall down. And pain. It's pain. RNG and speedruns. How dare.
There we go. All right, come on.
We're up.
Nope. Thanks. Thanks, pillar. Thank you. Come on. Oh my gosh. No! I told you I used up all my luck when I was practicing.
Yeah, this is your favorite level, right?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
There we go. All right.
Just spawns a pillar right in front of you. That's so mean.
That's usually my luck for this level. So.
The flippers are also a little awkward since they're big and chunky like that.
There we go. We're out. We're out.
Yeah,
Woo.
there we go.
Sweating a little there.
Yeah. So now we are going into my favorite level in the entire game, and actually it has one of the only glitches in the entire game. So first we're gonna free this lightning bug called Fry. Well, if I actually do it correctly here. So these owls are actually the final boss's minions. He has summoned them to kind of hurt us and stop us. All right, one more hit to get to free Fry. Oops. All right.
Yeah, right now we can't deal with the enemies.
There we go.
Free fry.
All right. So now we're going to go up here and we're going to hit the bell. And then Fry gets like really excited about the bell. I don't know why, but he gets really excited about the bell. If I can actually, oh well, that sucked.
We just want to show the bell again.
Yeah, there we go.
There it is.
All right. So now we're gonna go back over here, and here's the glitch. So normally, like I was saying, you have to hit the bell, but if you just hit that owl, for some reason it makes it. Well, I died.
One more time.
If you hit the guy instead of the bell, you die.
Yeah.
That's the glitch.
If you hit the guy instead of the bell, it still thinks that you've hit the bell for some reason, and you can just go and you can you can still hit him as if you've hit the bell. There we go. That was a lot faster getting Fry out. Get him, get him, get him. There we go. All right. That's how this level is supposed to work. Wow. All right. Yeah, that's definitely how this level is supposed to work.
First try. It's easy every time.
Yeah. So now we just have to get all of these owls. So when I was playing earlier, I somehow managed to, I managed to get the owl underneath the flippers in the dead zone down there, and all I had to do was just not hit the flippers and hit him.
The strats.
Yeah. All right.
Did you know that Momongas are nocturnal? Thank you, Hints. Appreciate that.
So now this level.
Yeah.
We're actually almost done with the game, to be completely honest. We have this and then one more level. The next level is actually the final boss of the game. All right, come on. You can stop going back and forth.
Pretty much just building on what we learned last level, using the bells, getting all the enemies stunned and then hitting them afterwards. Dealing with them throwing projectiles at us that we have to avoid, which will also pop up with the final boss. Spoilers. So.
Come on. There we go. Oh wow, I somehow managed to get him. Get up there. There we go. We should.
Just gotta get.
Nope. There we go. All right. So this area is very annoying. You have to hit it in a specific spot in order for you to actually make it down up to that area. But luckily, I know where to hit it. These guys are in the way, so I don't think I can hit it up there. Oh, I guess I can. All right. And one more should bring it up there. There we go. Get him. There we go. Actually, that was a pretty decent area right there. Nice. All right, and now we're going on to the final boss. So there's a couple of strats here that we have to try and do. With Kutan. All right. Please get out of there, Momonga. Thank you. With Kutan, what we're gonna try and do is after we get him past his first phase here, we're going to try and stun lock him by he's gonna fly up into the air and he's going to try and land on you. Thank you for hitting me over. But what we're gonna try and do with that is we're actually going to lure him over. We're hopefully going to be at one of the flippers at that point, and we want to make him come towards us and fly away like this. Cool. Oh, I didn't go hard enough. If you go hard enough there, then you can nice. If you go hard enough, you should be able to stun him right away. Nice. Oops. Whew, that was close. Don't know how I saved that one, but so you don't want to get close when he's doing that sword because he can hurt you at that point if you get too close. All right, so we're not able to hurt him right away here. We have to first hurt his lackeys that are here, and that's actually one of the harder parts of this fight. So see, I was at the stun lock there. There we go, that's one. Oh well, that's fine. That's two. All right, we're on the final phase here. Oops, uh-oh, that's not good.
On the wire here. Can we get a clutch moment?
Please don't die. All right. Please don't die here, Steve. And time. Forgot to mention that. Sorry about that, but I was really focused on that. But that was time. The final hit on Kutan. But yeah, that was Momonga's Pinball Adventure. If the game looked interesting to you, there is a speedrun.com page for it. You can hit me up if you're interested. I think you can probably hit up Bullets if you're interested, but anybody on there, just go on there and we'll gladly take anybody that's interested in running it. It's super simple. It's just a pinball game. If you're good at pinball, you can have fun with this game. And yeah, there's not much to say about this game. Do you have anything to say, Bullets?
Just that I accidentally muted myself at some point during the run, and I don't know when.
Oh
No.
I don't know when you stopped hearing me, but I looked over at microphone because I looked and saw my voice was inactivated. I'm like, I wonder. So, really good run. Really down to the wire boss fight. Definitely reach out if you're interested in this. It's pretty cool. I'd never run a game that was any vaguely pinball game before this. Steve makes it look easy, but definitely it's a game that you can pick up and kind of improve at and figure out and learn. It's pretty fun to do. So, but yeah, thank you to Conception for putting this all together in general. Just really cool first episode for it. Really love it. Really love the idea for it. So make sure to come back around for future hot fixes, future awfully silly runs.
Yeah, you can probably submit games if you run awfully silly games. Go for it. Like, it's totally worth it. It's so much fun. Like, it's everybody's favorite block, so why not just like make it make it a week like a every other week thing.
Well, geez, I couldn't have said it better myself, you two. I appreciate it. I have to ask before we head out, Steve, of course, is this game awful? Is it silly? Or is it both?
It can be awful. It can be frustrating at times. I guess it could be. I guess it could be both. What would you think? Bullets.
Guaca's awful.
Yeah, Guaca. Okay,
Everything
yeah,
else is-
yeah, Guaca is awful. That's
we can say that at least.
but it is silly though. It is fun to run though. Like I said, if you like anything pinball related, this is perfect for you. But yeah, I also run a ton of different games. I know Bullets runs tons and tons of games, so hit him up as well. So, but yeah, yeah, I don't really have much else to say. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you both for both of you running in the game and running games rather in the show. Thank you both for being here. Thank you for having rodent-based games available at a short notice. So I know who I can come to in the future if that happens. But thank you guys so much. I appreciate you.
Yeah, it was a blast.
Awesome.
For sure.
Thank you. All right. Yes. I just want to take the time as we're getting ready to wrap up the show here to thank everybody involved with the show here. The runners, obviously, we had Jaxler, Is Bullets, Frozen, Flygon, and Steve TV online, as well as commentator Is Bullets and Air Angel. All were fantastic parts of the show. Thank you very much for being a part of it. Thank you for the people who have been chatting along with us and enjoying their time there. I hope that this was a good first show. I hope you are interested in catching more of Awfully Silly in the future. Again, we are part of Team Velocity. We're going to be splitting up at GDQ here into 2 weeks. Team Velocity is the week that I represent, and I will be streaming this show every other Monday at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, so feel free to check us out. If you like the show, my name is Conception. You can find me at twitch.tv/ConceptionSR or on YouTube as at ConceptionSR or on Twitter also at ConceptionSR. I try to make it pretty easy for you. Just wanted to go over a few things here on our way out as well. Do not forget that the Frame Fatales Games Committee applications are now open. So if you're interested in joining them, go on to gamesdonequick.com to apply. Everyone involved with Frame Fatales has also been selected as a finalist for the Game Her Awards. So learn more about that with ! Vote in the chat so you can help them out. If you've missed any GDQ Hotfix shows tonight or previously, check out the archive of the past runs and shows at youtube.com/gamesdonequick. If you are watching on YouTube later on, feel free to join us over at twitch.tv/gamesdonequick to check out our live shows starting most nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. And while you're here, Hotfix is funded in part thanks to your subscriptions and bits, so please consider subscribing to help support future broadcasts. We really appreciate it. We have quite a few new shows starting up in the next couple weeks, my show being one of them as well. So head on over to gamesdonequick.com/hotfix and watch our Twitter for information as to when they start. GDQ also has a brand new channel that's called Sum of Best Segments, SUM of Best Segments. It's a highlight channel with regular videos, just like our main channel, but with small highlight reels for all of our main events and hotfix shows. So go ahead and check that on out if you love seeing those bite-sized little clips there. Stay tuned immediately after the show coming up in just a little bit here for That's Never Happened Before, and it's a brand new time slot, Mondays at 10 p.m. Eastern. We're going to be doing Dark Souls speedruns broken down with all of the glitches and tricks. You're not going to want to miss it. Tomorrow at 7 p.m. as well, we have Random Number Generation, which is a show about randomizers, followed by one of our brand new shows as well, Aimbot, which is a show about first-person shooters. Thank you all so much again for watching, and we'll see you next time for Awfully Silly. See you later.